You know, I heard they recently decided to add more ships to it.
And I'm in the front row, and I'm hammered drunk.
You do not have anything to drink. Can I get you a tasty refreshment?
Yes, I'll have a beer.
Wunderbar.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh? And welcome to another episode of the Buzz Mason Bros podcast. My name is Aaron, and I am joined by the County Fair extraordinaire, Andy.
Hey, that is me.
That is you.
That is totally me.
You like that one?
Yeah.
I came up with that. I came up with all the intros this session in about 7 minutes, sitting there staring into empty space like, 1,000-yard Vietnam stare. One night at work last week.
I remember the napalm.
They were in the trees.
The trees were talking. The whispers.
They were in the trees. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing peachy.
Peachy fucking
Like
keen.
always.
Peachy fucking keen.
Peachy keen. I ever tell you about the time that I was told? I mentioned that on a call at work.
What?
Some
How you remember Nam?
No. Some lady, we got called to her residence, and she was a pleasant lady. She asked us how we were doing, and elderly lady, maybe 80s, and when she asked us how we were doing, I just went, I'm peachy keen, and she just stopped. Like, we were all having fun. Like,
I haven't heard that since Herbert Hoover was president.
and she just looked at me and went, honey, you are way too young to be using the phrase peachy keen.
Do you know who we hang out with? We hang out with at least middle-aged men.
Well, I can't remember what else I said on the call, but when I was leaving, like, the call was done, we were leaving her in her house, what have you, and she said she asked us to do something else, and I forget what I said, but it was another one where she just went, no, like, you're too young to be using that stuff.
Honey, you talk like you talk like you were alive during the Great War.
I was.
You're an
Darling, fetch the whiskey.
Why isn't dinner yet? Why isn't dinner ready yet? Why is the house such a mess? What do you do all day, Mabel? I don't know. I'm trying to think of an old lady name. I got nothing.
Sure. Well, let's go with Mabel.
Mabel. Mabel sounds like that's an old lady name. The weird thing is, though, like the old people names are, it's cyclical. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
like Mildred.
Yep.
Literally, we had an old lady neighbor growing up named Mildred. Called her Millie. That's what she went by. She went by Millie.
Yep.
She was old as fuck when I was 10, and she didn't die until I was like 20. I mean, she had to be like 95.
Yeah.
Old lady Millie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, names, it's
Thoroughly modern Millie.
Millie.
That's a theater musical.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea what the fuck you're talking about, bud.
Thoroughly Modern Millie is a musical.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did it? Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Shit, who was in it? I don't remember who was in it, but it was the fall musical of my high school's, like, a year or two before I became a high schooler.
Were you in it?
I was not. My brother Dan was backstage in it. His wife was the lead. The lead.
Just a guess.
And
She's got pipes, bro.
She does have
Pipes.
And I remember my brother always talking about how fun it was to work backstage because the backstage crew would do this thing. They had a theater department rubber chicken.
This sounds like some nerd shit.
Oh yeah, it's totally like this is how band nerds and choir nerds and theater nerds all got in trouble. Is they would take this rubber chicken, and every night that there was a show, they would put the rubber chicken in a different place during a different scene. So like one of the scenes there was a bird cage, and one of the nights they took the actual bird that was supposed to be perched in the bird cage and replaced it with the rubber chicken. Just background silly things.
That's stupid. It's probably funny to them.
It was funny to them, and knowing the joke,
That's
it was
the-
funny to me.
That's the magic of comedy, though. It can be funny to you and your friends,
Mm-hmm.
or you and whomever you're hanging out with. But if you're telling the story to me,
Yes.
20 years later or
You're
whatever,
going to be like, that's fucking stupid.
it's dumb.
So the best thing I could say is it would be like us moving, I don't know, dad cigars
Well, that's just cruel.
every other day.
That's
And not
cruel.
like in a place he couldn't find them, because you could obviously see where the rubber chicken was.
Yeah.
It's not like you couldn't find them. It would just be, today's Monday, we're going to put them on top of his fridge.
It's weird.
Or, let's see, what other thing?
I try and avoid things like that because I kind of think they're
Oh, here's a good example. It would be like this. Our little mushroom statue
that we haven't addressed.
that we haven't really addressed. We've mentioned it a couple times. But our little mushroom statue, it would be like one day it's up on the top shelf, and then my wife comes down and moves it behind Sosa's little statue thing.
No, the mushroom statue needs to stay front and center, okay?
So the director said, no, the canary needs to be in the bird cage. But the backstage crew went, no, because the director can't stop the show once it's going.
Right.
So by the
Keep
time
that
he,
rig rolling, bro.
yeah, by the time he realizes the canary's not in the cage, it's the rubber chicken. He just has to deal with it.
Actually, so I was in my junior year. Levi and myself were in the production of Annie, and he got to play FDR. Levi was actually a really good actor. I wish he would have kept with it.
Mm-hmm.
But he got to play FDR, and who was the the secretary assistant to Daddy Warbucks and Annie?
Oh, I don't remember their name.
He was hitting on her down below the stage.
Oh.
At live mics and everything during a dress rehearsal, let's go. He missed his cue. And somebody had donated the old-timey FDR style wheelchair, and stagehand pushed it onto stage. And Levi's, I was on the other side of the stage behind the curtain because I didn't have that big of a part. And Levi was a way better actor than I was. And he's got this panic look on his face, full makeup, full dress, everything. And his wheelchair for playing FDR is already sitting on stage, and they've just started, they've started the scene.
Yeah,
or
they've
whatever.
started improvising around it.
Yeah, because it's dress.
Mm-hmm.
And Levi, I see him from across the stage. I'm behind the curtain. I see him flop to the floor, get into character, and army crawl, no legs, up into this old-timey wheelchair. And it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. FDR ain't got no legs.
You ain't got no legs.
He the second he went on to stage from behind curtain, he was just in character. Well, we got to make the scene work. So he flopped. into the old timey wheel, like a wicker wheelchair.
Jeez.
The big wheel in front, and
Yep.
It was the funniest it has to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Jeez.
The director, Miss V,
Mm-hmm.
shout out V. She just, you could see her. I poked my head out from behind the curtain, the black curtain,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in the balcony, watching and timing, and and she just puts her hand.
She makes the emoji face.
She puts her face in her hand and it shakes her head. Didn't say shit afterwards.
Oh shoot.
It's fantastic. That is one of my most vivid memories from
From
that
show.
From that show. Yes.
Yeah.
It was a great time. All we did was fuck around. It was a great time.
I have a vivid memory. This is like the first like real show I did outside of my school. It was for High School Musical, and
Disney wasted no time licensing that shit to high schools.
Our shows were sold out too.
Yeah.
Because we did it like
that came out
summer.
That came out on Disney Channel, and they
Mm-hmm.
released that shit on DVD, and they sold a shit ton of soundtracks,
Yep.
and they wasted no fucking time licensing that to high schools.
Oh yeah, we did it.
Cash grab.
We did it like the summer after it released.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Because usually shit hits Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
goes on tour, and then 5-10 years later,
yeah.
they
Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, you can license it for
No, we
X
had it
shit ton of money.
right away.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like you, extra, not a big part,
Right.
nothing, no speaking roles, just background. Well, because it was like the first big thing I had ever done outside of school. Like I had never had a costume change before in any show. And I was one of the extras, so I was also one of the basketball players.
Oh, God.
And, yes.
I know where this is going.
So we had a quick change where we had to go from our like athletic pants, like the jockey-ish.
Yeah, like track pants.
Yeah, track pants.
Track pants.
To like lights down, lights back up. We're supposed to be playing our basketball game types thing, right? Well, I thought I was being clever. I'm like, hey, I have my basketball shorts on underneath these track pants. All I'd have to do is take these pants off real quick, which I know I can do in like
Bro, tell
2
me,
seconds.
Were they snap pants, like stripper pants?
No, they weren't snap pants.
I had a pair of those back in the day.
So they weren't snap pants, but no one told me that all the quick changes needed to happen in the wings. So lights go down. This dress rehearsal,
Yeah.
right? Or not one of the tech rehearsals or whatnot. So the lights go down, and
You didn't make it off stage. You just dropped trowel.
I just dropped the trowel. And like I had the athletic shorts, so it's not like I was mooning people.
Not like you're throwing your dick out to the entire
Exactly.
world.
But like the director had to stop. They're like, no, stop. Andrew, you have to go off stage.
You fucking idiot.
Kind of. And I just went, but I have my shorts on, and they're like, we understand. You still have to go off stage. I'm
Correct.
Like, okay.
Well, see, in my high school, it was both dressing rooms are just below the stage. So you do one flight of stairs, you sneak down, and then quick change, run right back upstairs, and that's it. Nice and easy.
But so that was my whole memorable thing. Was I remember dropping trowel in front of the whole cast and the directors and such, because I didn't realize that I had to go off stage to just simply take the track pants off.
So I never had a big enough part. It was, I had a lot of time to kill in between changes and everything. Yeah, it was.
But I mean, You know what I
I
kind of...
can't imagine you dribbling a basketball though.
I used to play sports.
Really?
I was in basketball 6th grade. Actually,
A lot of talent. 12-year-olds in basketball.
totally.
A lot of talent.
No. I played in 6th grade, and then in 7th grade when I transferred schools, I tried out for the 7th grade basketball team. I didn't make it. At this time, I was also doing track and field too. So it was like, well, crap. The basketball was going to be what kept me occupied in fall semester. Now I've got to make it to spring semester for track and field. What am I going to do? And that's actually how I got into theater, is because I then auditioned for the winter play,
Show, whatever.
yeah,
the winter
in middle
show.
school. And after that, I liked it so much that I did the track and field 7th and 8th grade. But then I never went back in 8th grade to try out for the basketball team again. I just kept doing theater.
Never liked basketball.
Basketball is kind of sport.
I was never a huge fan of basketball. I only just kind of started getting into college basketball like 10 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So it's an sport.
Yeah.
Right.
I respect there's definitely athleticism in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
There's skill involved in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a very, you have to have, especially if you play defense. They don't play defense in the fucking NBA.
No.
But
No, it's all offense.
There's athleticism involved in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fast-paced kind of game. You have to be an athlete. You have to be in shape and an athlete to play fucking basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Be good at basketball.
So, being, you know better than I do.
Do I though?
Yeah.
Do I
Yeah,
though?
you do. You do. I'm stupid because once again, right after 7th grade,
You're a theater kid.
I was a theater kid. Like I leaned in on the choir and band and theater stuff. So you for sure have a better knowledge base than I do when I'm going to pose this next question. But what technically would qualify as a quote sport?
Oh, you're looking for like a legitimate definition?
Kind of / kind of like to me, I know the whole, if it's on ESPN.
No,
it's a
ESPN is
sport.
fucking, ESPN is owned by the fucking mouse. It's a money grab. ESPN's a fucking money grab.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
Well, I knew it was for the most part a money grab, but not because it was owned by Mickey.
A sport is either raw. It could be a combination of both. It's either raw athleticism or a very specific kind of skill. So like you look at the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
they have the Winter Olympics. They have the
curling.
Yeah, that's a skill. I mean, those guys have dad bods.
I know. I could.
You
could fit in
be-
on their team.
You have the right hair color
Yeah.
and the right body shape to be an Olympic curler.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably get out of breath by sweeping the floor.
Olympic skier, not so much.
Wow.
Olympic curler, yes, but technically that is a sport.
Okay. So
It is a sport. There is skill involved.
okay. So it's like
Not technically. That is a sport. There is skill involved.
so.
Roly
then, like,
Boly. You ever heard of Roly Boly?
No.
I think it's a Belgium game. It's like a round disc that you roll on the ground, and it's weighted on one side, and you roll it towards a pin. It's basically on the ground horseshoes.
Oh.
That
Okay.
takes skill. That's a sport.
So
technically.
then like technically cheerleading's a sport.
Oh, cheerleading there's athleticism in that too. That's athleticism and skill.
Okay.
Actually, one of the highest rates of injury is highest rates of injury in sports is from cheerleading. They're doing flips and shit in the air. And
That's true. They
Yeah.
do that.
there's competition involved.
I struggle just to get on my chair. They're flipping
Yeah, I've
in the
never been
air.
able to do a cartwheel in my entire life.
No.
No.
Somersault. sure.
Cheerleading is definitely a sport.
Okay. I'll see that point.
Yeah.
But then here's ready.
Okay.
Got a little bit of a list of sports. Okay, so if cheerleading's a sport, marching band,
No.
but drum corps.
I would say drum corps over marching band. I didn't want to do marching. I'm kind of biased. I didn't want to do marching band
Okay.
because I didn't want to wear the stupid hat.
See, I lucked out.
I didn't want to wear the hat.
Yeah, I lucked out. Me and my cousin Adam, we both played the tuba. And so it wasn't the sousaphone, which wraps around the body. It was a tuba that you sat on your shoulder sideways to where the bell was pointing in front of you. We could not wear the traditional marching band hats.
Right. You had to wear the little, the French toupee thing.
Well, that's just it. We
Or
didn't
that's not a
have
toupee.
the...
toupee is
have
fake
those?
hair. I need one of those. The
Berets.
Beret. Yeah, you
Yeah.
had to wear the beret.
Um,
Ohio State, the Ohio State marching band, when they do the Ohio thing on the field and they dot the I, it's usually a tuba player, and that's okay. So maybe I want to backtrack. That's athleticism. You see that guy move around with that giant fucking tuba wrapped around his ass.
yeah.
That's athleticism. That
Yeah.
guy, he's in shape.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think I think we didn't get berets until like junior year of high school.
You just, out there
Until
naked.
then, it was just a cockeyed, like everybody else's hats were on straight. The little feather plume thing was straight up in the air, and ours were always cockeyed
Yeah.
because of the tuba. Until I think our like senior year, in which case our band director finally went, "You guys can wear ball caps. Here's ball caps for
That'd
you."
be cool.
So, okay, so
For the most part, what I never did marching band, but for the most part, marching band it's more in my layman's eyes, it's more of a choreography while playing an instrument.
okay, I could see that point. Drum corps, though, I'd have to say is probably a sport
It's got to be a sport.
because all drum corps is I shouldn't say all drum corps is, but drum corps is pretty much just marching band on steroids.
Yeah,
It's literally, you're on the 10-yard mark on this side of the, same
and you
football
got
field.
to fucking Zeke Kyle all the way to
you
the other
have
10
to-
yard.
yeah, you
10
have
yard mark.
in the 8 measures of playtime while you're playing your instrument.
You got to high kick it like you're in the North
you have to
Korean
get,
army.
Yeah, you have to get from this 10-yard line to that 10-yard line, and you got 8 beats to do it in. Good luck and go. So like drum corps, I could see. Okay.
What else is on your fucking list?
Here, let me just check off some of these.
Oh yeah, just,
Cheerleading's
there you go,
done.
mark it
Marching
down.
band, drum corps done. Okay. So you introduced me as what was it? What did you introduce?
Country fair extraordinaire.
Yes. So showing livestock.
That's not a sport.
That's not a sport,
That's
but it
skill.
involves skill.
Skill, yes.
So
Darts, skill.
okay, so darts isn't a sport.
No, they broadcast that shit on ESPN. Skill.
Okay.
You could be fat as fuck and play darts. That's skill.
Fair.
In my mind, okay. So in my mind, you can be very specialized in a skill,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a sport.
You kind of have to have
You-
a little
you
bit
want-
of
you
the
can't be-
athleticism.
Correct. You can't be. You're not an athlete if you throw a dart. That is very skilled. Pool players, basically the drinking sports.
All right. Well, I'm going to cross off pool.
Yeah, pool is very skilled.
That was one of them.
You don't have to be in shape. You can't. I mean, to play pool, you don't have to be able to, run a 6-minute mile to play pool or darts.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. Okay. Bull riding / fighting.
That's athleticism.
That's athleticism.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, 'cause
athleticism
I guess you're
and skill.
dodging
Yes.
a raging bull or have to get out of the way of the hooves when they're coming down at your face. So okay, I'll concede that point. That was a pretty fast one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I fucked you up, didn't I?
No, it's fine. Some of these I was like, oh yeah, that's a sport, but I'm still gonna put it down there. Chess. No,
It's all skill.
all skill, all
all
brain
skill.
power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can be fat as fuck and play chess.
So you can be fat as fuck and play curling too.
Skill.
But you also just said you missed that. You're 4 feet away.
I did. Took my fucking trash can away.
Guess what? If there was a trash can, you'd still missed it.
Oh, well, I mean, I would have aimed a little higher.
Oh, okay.
What?
But you said curling was a sport.
It is.
Okay. But it's pretty much just skill.
It's skill. But you have to be able to slide on the ice, too.
Okay.
Curling, okay, so curling is also competitive.
There's
Like,
I mean,
okay, fuck, I'm backtracking.
yeah, I was gonna say. I worked with a guy who was an adamant chess player, right? I played with him on shift like 12 times.
I'm too dumb to play chess.
And I got close to beating him one time out of the 12. And that's only close to beating him. I lost all 12 times I faced him. And he was telling me about No, I got drinks. He was telling me about chess games. And I forget the exact number he said, but by the 10th move, maybe less than that, the chances of you playing a game that has ever been played before has gone down to 5%.
Right.
But
Oh, I watched
the strategy.
What was that shit on Netflix? That was the
Queen's Gambit.
That was quality.
Mm-hmm. So that chess, yes, it's not high on athleticism, but the skill and knowledge that you need to be proficient and good competitively is off the charts.
Yeah, you got to be a smart motherfucker to be able to play chess
Exactly.
competitively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
Okay, so then add strategy to it. So
Okay.
curling, going back to curling, you need strategy.
Okay.
Well, you can even lump that in with bags.
Okay.
Bags, you need strategy.
So is bags a sport?
They fucking aired it on ESPN.
So here's the thing. You need like you said, you need strategy on curling, you need strategy in bags, you need strategy in chess.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, definitely chess.
So
Chess
where
a sport?
where are you drawing the line?
I don't know.
Is it because chess you play in a chair?
Maybe sitting. Well, in curling, you slide on the ice and throw a little rock. Well, it's not a little rock. It's actually it's a decent sized rock.
It's a decent sized rock, but you're at least standing.
At the beginning.
Okay, so you sit down between rounds.
That's a beer sport.
Well, of course it is.
That's what I like lately is, shit I can do with a beer in my hand.
Okay.
Darts, bowling.
So chess is sport or not?
I don't know. I'm too dumb to play chess.
Well, I okay, so am I. I know the general rules, but I'll lose every time.
I'm too dumb to play chess. I don't know. Would I want to watch? Okay, so then you classify it as would I want to watch a chess match?
No, they're fucking boring.
Yeah, no shit. They're boring.
Yeah.
Darts is pretty boring too.
Yeah.
Poker. Is
Poker.
poker a sport?
Is it?
Oh, it shit's on ESPN. Poker is all probabilities. That's math.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of bullshit to be able to play poker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. No, but like legit, it takes a little bit of skill and a little bit of bullshit and a little bit of money to play poker.
Okay.
That's more gambling. Gambling's probability.
So then, how about e-gaming?
That's skill.
Is it a sport though?
I don't know. I don't see, but I'm from that weird part. E-gaming didn't come around until I was, 20 plus.
I
didn't
a
grow
few
up-
years younger than you.
I didn't grow up watching e-gaming by any means.
The closest e-gaming, quote unquote e-gaming, I grew up watching is like the robot wars.
Oh,
type shit.
fucking
Yeah, the cage matches
yeah,
with the
what
robots.
what was BattleBots.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's skill. That's skill and
Is it a
know-how.
sport?
I
What
don't-
qualifies as a sport?
I don't know. I don't actually. You're questioning. I'm questioning myself right now. That skill.
Okay. So
Okay. All right. So BattleBots.
Okay.
Just take BattleBots as an example. So BattleBots, you have to have the skill and the know-how to create and fight another fucking robot.
Okay. Yep.
That's definitely entertainment.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
chess could be considered as entertainment.
Okay.
Athleticism. So maybe in my mind, thinking out loud
Mm-hmm.
over many beers and whiskey and Pink Whitney and everything else,
Yeah.
maybe a sport for me is skill, athleticism, and entertainment. Maybe that's the three factors for considered to be a sport.
Perfect. I'm gonna blow your mind.
Oh shit.
Ready?
Okay.
Dancing.
I can't dance. I'm a white honky
I
motherfucker.
didn't say it. Could you dance? Dancing. There's skill.
Mm-hmm.
There's athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
There's entertainment.
I don't know. I've seen fat people dance. My dad did the
Oh, okay.
chicken dance horribly at my wedding.
Okay, so, but the your dad can't dance.
No, he can't keep time for shit. So obviously he can't dance.
I can't play football.
Okay. Well, no, you potentially with your size now, you could have played some offensive line.
Fine. Okay, I can't wrestle. Can we agree wrestling's a sport?
Yes, there's skill, athleticism. It's not my kind of entertainment,
But there's
but there's entertainment involved.
Okay, so
Wrestling's a
the-
sport.
The fact that your dad can't dance the chicken dance is moot. Because I can't wrestle.
You can't wrestle.
I can't wrestle.
You can't wrestle.
I can't wrestle. Okay, so the question isn't if your dad can dance, or is your dad dancing considered a sport? The question is considering, is dancing a sport?
Well, they have competitions and shit.
Okay, cool. So if, and talking out loud, right? Athleticism, skill, and entertainment. Those were your three criteria?
For a
Right.
sport, I guess. Yeah,
sport?
drunkenly. Yeah, that's a sport.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, were we doing sports when you were in Annie and I was in High School Musical? The silence is deafening.
I'm a terrible dancer. I guess I get that from my father.
Once again, it doesn't matter if we are terrible at dancing. In general,
That's not a competition, though.
you didn't say competition. You said skill, athleticism, and entertainment.
Technically, I mean, it's shitty entertainment. It was a high school production.
Okay, but still, it was entertaining. I'm
Ish.
sure your mom enjoyed going to your show and seeing you in however many
Ish.
scenes you were in,
Ish.
right? But your 3 criteria: athleticism, you have to be able to sing and dance; skill, you have to be able to do the dance moves
Yeah.
and actually portray a character; and entertainment.
Jesus fuck. Should we ask the internet what is actually considered a sport? Have you looked it up?
I like I said, preparing for this. So when I asked questionable sports to get a list of like the e-gaming and chess and such, it says this, the criteria: a sport is a human activity involving physical skill and exertion,
That's
2,
what I said. Yeah, that's what I said.
governed by a set of rules or customs, and 3, undertaken competitively and capable of achieving a result.
So a musical wouldn't be. It's not competitive. You're not competing against other musicals. It is entertaining. Yes.
What are the Tonys?
That's Broadway shit. That's Broadway jerking themselves off every year.
I'm just throwing curveballs at you at this point.
Okay, so yeah, here I just straight up Googled it. An athletic, fuck me. You read it. God damn it.
A sport is, quote, an athletic activity requiring skill or physical prowess, end quote. According to dictionary.com, some prominent examples of these sports include racing, baseball, tennis, basketball, golf, bowling, wrestling, etc.
Right. Anything that ESPN puts on there to occupy 24-hour programming.
Okay, so
That's a short ass article. So I don't know. You're making me question my fucking self, man. Jesus, fuck. I thought I had a clear and definite definition. You're like, oh, cheerleading. Yeah, that's definitely a sport.
oh yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of risk for injury.
Oh yeah.
That's a sport.
Oh yeah. And then you start talking about dancing and all that shit.
I can't dance.
I can't play baseball. So here we are.
That's right. This has been another episode of the Buzz Basement Bros podcast. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Andrew.
Email us. buzzbasementbrospodcast@gmail.com.
Let us know what you think qualifies as a sport.
Yeah. We will definitely take feedback. Instagram, Twitter, the whole 9. We out. You read it. God damn it.